What's going on, everybody? Big Kid for Big Kid's World coming at you with another video. I didn't think I was going to do this one, but I had to do it for this particular reason. Yeah, I got the boxing shit on right now. And if you see the title of the video, you know why. Why I'm angry. First of all, I would like to start out by saying that I was a Golden Glove boxer in my early teen and early adult years. I enjoy boxing. I enjoyed the sport of boxing. One of the reasons why I got into boxing was watching movies like Robert De Niro did called The Raging Bull. The Rocky series with Sylvester Stallone. But what really got me into it was not Muhammad Ali. It was Iron Mike Tyson. And so I heard last day or two there was an incident on the airplane where Mike Tyson attacked this guy. And you know, the media is always going to twist this shit around to fit their narrative. Poor teenager, poor me, with a little bit of handy. Let me go over here and antagonize Mike Tyson. What the hell would you think was going to happen? You antagonizing Iron Mike Tyson, who is knocked people out for a living, who bit off people's ear, ask Evander Holyfield, and you're going to sit there and you're going to annoy this man on an airplane. Film it on social media with you and your little, your cohort over here, and you think, what the fuck did you think was going to happen? Did you think Mike Tyson was just going to sit there and go, "Hey man, I'm gonna go here and like move my I'm gonna move, okay?" No. See, I saw a Twitter thing earlier because I follow Mickey James on Twitter, and there's this fan that's berating Mickey James on Twitter, and they're telling her that, so you teach your son this? Do you teach your son how to fight and stuff like that? Let me clarify something. To you delusional libtards who live in this world that thinks that everybody should kiss and hug and hold hands and all that stuff. The world is not apples and oranges. The worlds are not blossom with flowers. There's some people who don't want to be touched. There's some people who don't want to be fucked with. But yeah, Mike Tyson, that guy invaded Mike Tyson's personal space. That guy knew what he was doing. And yeah, I applaud Mike Tyson for beating the shit out of him. That may not be a popular thing for most people, and I don't care. You don't go up to somebody in their personal bubble and start messing with them, not expecting someone to strike like a rattlesnake. And I heard some comments saying, well, Tyson could at least told the guy. Could have told the guy. Maybe Tyson did. We didn't hear that on the video. Maybe Tyson did tell that guy to fuck off and stay away from me. We don't know. You don't know, and I don't know. The only people that know were on that airplane with Tyson and those two young punks. But I loved what Mickey James said to this woman. She said, yeah, I teach my son how to defend himself, but I'm going to teach him manners and be a gentleman first. That's how my dad taught me. My dad taught me, look, don't go looking for fights. Don't go starting them, but don't back away and finish them. And that's exactly what I've done over the years. I don't go looking for it. I don't start it, but I will damn sure finish it, and I will finish it thoroughly. I don't finish internet fights because internet fights, everybody's a retard on that one. no one wins. I'm sorry. You just don't. I don't mean to say that word, but it's as blunt as possible as I can be on it. Nobody ever wins an internet fight. Because you could do this, and you can use your little keyboard warriors, and I come over there and do this to you. But we all know that you're not going to you're not going to get in your car, drive miles away. You're not going to get in the airplane. You're not going to fly to that person's house to do anything about it. So that's why I don't do internet fights or these little drama videos with other people. I just don't do it because it doesn't benefit me. It's like, what have you done for me? Wait, it doesn't benefit me. But I'm going to show you guys. It's on TMZ Sports. They are the ones who posted this video. So I'm going to give them their props right now because I don't want to have them being like, "What are you doing using my shit on my video?" So let's see. And I'm not going to react until we actually see it, until it's done. Make sure this is right here. Okay.
This is George talking to Mike Tyson, bro. This shit crazy, bro. Mike Tyson. The dog done got lit, man. He over here rapping with Tyson. Mike Tyson trying to give us some shrooms. He don't know how to act. Tyson looking out, man. This shit crazy. Should have never gave you his money.
Hey. Hey, Mike, come on. Let's go stop back. Let's lose the horse, man.
JetBlue, net flight. My boy just got beat up by Mike Tyson. Turn that way. Yeah, he got f***ed up. Just trying to ask for an autograph, man. I don't know what happened.
Okay. So they said at the end that they were asking for an autograph. But let's be real. Those two little jabronis, those two little fuckbags, were not asking for an interview. They kept antagonizing. They were laughing. They were filming. They felt like they can antagonize a shark and that tiger named Mike Tyson. And what happened? You got your ass kicked. Actually, you got off lightly. Those little punches on your face, you got off lightly because Tyson could have done a lot more damage to your little face than what you got. And if it was me, I sure as hell would have beat you a whole lot worse than Tyson did. That's the problem with this generation, is that they think that they are invincible. They think they can't be touched. They think they can go and do whatever they want to do with no repercussions for it. And you want to know why? Because the media and the parents of these kids and everything else are all like, they got them in a nice little bubble wrap going, it's okay. It's okay. No one's going to hurt you. No one's going to hurt you. I'll shut up. These two kids clearly can't get a girl in bed. They can't find a woman. So what do? They go on this. Those two kids are probably the keyboard warriors. They're probably the ones who create a bunch of sock accounts and go over here talking shit to people online. Well, you finally grew a pair of nuts and you went after one of the biggest sharks in the ocean, Mike Tyson. And you think that Mike Tyson was just going to let it slide? Actually, Mike Tyson did a pretty good job of keeping himself poised for quite a bit. So I give Tyson props. Now, we only saw the video from their narrative, from the kids' narrative. We don't know what actually happened behind the scenes. Maybe Tyson did tell that kid to leave him alone. We don't know. But that kid decided he was going to push. They were laughing. They were giggling. It was like the whole Will Smith thing all over again. Chris Rock makes that joke about Jada Smith. Will Smith's over there cracking up laughing. Jada's over there looking And then he goes up there and just slaps Chris Rock, saying, "Keep your Mike's name out your fucking mouth." Let me ask Will Smith this question. You think you would have done that if that was Jason Momoa up there, or if that was The Rock up there? You think you would have went up there and did that? I don't think so. And if you did, I'm pretty sure The Rock would have knocked you back in the middle of back of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But I hate people that provoke. When you provoke stuff like this, you're asking for it. I'm usually now that I'm in my 40s, I'm usually calm, collective now. Back in my day, I would have not gave a second thought. I would have attacked these kids right off the bat. But Tyson kept his composure. I felt like in that video he kept his composure as much as he possibly could. These young kids today need to be taught a lesson, because back in the day when we were growing up, I know some of you on here will agree with me. Your parents would ask you to get a switch out the tree, or they would take their belt off and they would beat the holy hell out of you. They would beat that evil or that meanness out of you. You didn't backtalk your parents. You didn't go over there and film stuff going, hey, look at this. He's over there trying to mess with Mike Tyson. Hey, man, turn around. Look at this. This is what happens when you're messing with Mike Tyson. Well, I don't know what happened. We were just asking for an autograph. Really? These kids, I hope, don't try to press charges on Mike Tyson or try to sue Mike Tyson, because that's how this world is, and I'm waiting for it to happen. But what the mainstream media do, what the certain mainstream media did with this whole Mike Tyson thing, they're over there, they're taking up for the kid. They're taking up for that little punk who's over there with Mike Tyson going like, what's up, yee? Honor? You know, that's the thing. I don't mind if you're joking around and stuff like that. But when these two kids are over there purposely filming on an airplane, they're personally filming them antagonizing Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, of all people. I mean, you could have antagonized. If you're going to antagonize somebody, if you're going to do that, at least do it to someone you know isn't going to turn around and beat the holy hell out of you. Antagonize someone you know that you can get away with it. If you're going to do it, at least antagonize somebody else. Don't antagonize like Mike Tyson. That'd be like two kids going to like an airplane, going to like a WrestleMania or a SummerSlam, and they see Brock Lesnar sitting there, and they start antagonizing Brock Lesnar. What the fuck you think's going to happen if you're antagonizing Brock Lesnar? Those two kids got what they wanted. They were looking for attention. Obviously, Mike Tyson gave it to him. Mike Tyson did get a couple good punches in on there. That kid with his face is lucky that Mike Tyson didn't do a lot more damage than what it was, because I know Tyson could have done a lot more damage. But that's why I stand with Mike Tyson on this, because I'm sick to death of little punks like that who think that they can just get away with anything. They can run their mouths. They can say what they want to do. They think they got the big peacock and they stick their chests out, not realizing that the person you're antagonizing is, you don't know what that person's going through. You don't know if Tyson's coming from something. He might have lost a family member. I'm just throwing it out there. You don't know what Tyson's been through. I mean, that man went to prison. That man bit Evander Holyfield's ear. Half his ear off. Why in the world would you want to pick on Mike Tyson, of all people? It's ludicrous, it's dumb, and it's stupid. Now, if I barely bumped, now that's me. No, I'm a big guy. I can defend myself. I've done Golden Glove boxing. I did boxing when I was younger. If I bumped into Mike Tyson, I would apologize to that man. I'm like, hey, man, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to bump into you. I wouldn't continue And if I really wanted his autograph, I would have came up to him and said, "Hey, Mr. Tyson, big fan of your work. You think maybe you can sign an autograph for me? What's the worst case scenario?" He says no, and be like, "All right, man, thanks a lot. I appreciate it." And just go back on your seat and sitting your merry way. If these guys really wanted an autograph, I believe Tyson would have gave it to him. But they didn't really want an autograph. How old were the kids? They look about, I want to say 19 to maybe 22, 23. They look in that age frame. I don't know what their ages were exactly, but I'm just saying from the video that I showed earlier, it looks like they're in that young adult stage. They should know better by now. But I can tell you what, places like CNN, MSNBC, and all of them, they're going to love this. They're going to love finding a way to pick on somebody, and that's Mike Tyson. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Because Mike Tyson is an easy target. And it makes me sick. So some people can sit there and say this shit and condone these kids' actions because they can just go out there and do what they want and get away with it and not care a single word about what's going on. If I'm Tyson, I pretty much would, if I was Tyson, I would countersue these kids. Invaded my privacy. It was obviously that the airplane didn't have a lot of seats. And it's obviously these kids were not sitting in their assigned seats. And they were basically roaming around, doing whatever it is they could do. And the airplane staff let them do it, which is another problem. The problem is some of these liberal people think that they're so invincible that they can get away with everything they can get away with. Until someone comes at you, then it's like, I'm the victim. We were just trying to get an autograph. You weren't trying to get an autograph. If Tyson really wanted to fuck that kid up, he would have fucked that kid up a lot worse than what that kid got. As far as I'm concerned, Tyson went easy on you. Tyson went absolutely easy on you because if that would have been me, I wouldn't have went easy on you. I want to make sure you kids learn not to do it ever fucking again. Tyson could have easily bashed that kid's face in more. There could have been more lacerations. That kid could have had a black eye. That kid could have had a broken nose, broken teeth. Hell, Tyson could have probably taken a chunk out of the kid's ear. And then placed that kid's ear, type it in, put it in as a fucking necklace. These kids were lucky. But next time, I hope they understand, don't go around poking the stick at people. And I'm going to tell any of you people here who likes to start drama online, and you like to dox people and start shit online with people, be careful who you mess with. Because you never know, that person you mess with has got a whole lot of demons and a whole lot of skeletons in that closet that can easily come out and cut your head off and use it as a personal hood ornament to their car or maybe even to their mantle. That's what I'm saying. People today need to get their ass kicked more and more and more. And I know it's illegal to sit there and assault someone, but I wish the cops would I wish the police force would let it happen, because some of these kids really need to get their ass whooped. Let them get their ass whooped. Let them learn the hard way. That's what we did growing up. You won some, you lose some. But at least you knew, hey, I can live to fight another day. I can come back, train harder. Maybe I can test that guy again down the road. Maybe I can't. But the fact that these two guys acted like they did nothing wrong. Clearly in the video, there's over there, oh, look at this Mike Tyson. These two boys should be ashamed of themselves. Their parents should be ashamed of themselves for raising a bunch of little bastards in the first place. And yeah, I'm getting raw with it. They should have made it. With those kind of kids, you should have just. I say to their fathers, you should have just let her swallow instead of procreating little bastards like that. Because this also tells other kids around the world, hey, if these kids get away with it and then they sue Tyson, let's say for example, right. Now, I would never fuck with Tyson. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm 40 years old and I'm big and I'm a strong guy, but I would never fuck with Tyson. I mean, that's just asking for it. But what the problem is, though, is these young men, I wouldn't even call them men, these young ass bags, they, what they're going to show now is that if they, let's say, for example, they decide to sue Tyson, and I don't know if they're going to or not. I haven't looked into it all the way. I just saw the video and was reacting to it. But if they sue Tyson and get away with it, that's going to prove to these kids that they can do whatever it is they want to do and get away with it. And then you're going to see more kids going out there trying to do the same thing over and over again to get famous. And that's what they did. This whole thing was to get famous, to get their names out there, because they clearly wanted to piss off Mike Tyson. They clearly wanted to get their names shown. And why? I don't know. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, share, and sub. Got to get this stuff up going more here on YouTube. But for now, I'm out, guys.